You don't get this treatment in Alabama, too?
Usually, you know, the big ones do. So
Now you're a big.
that's correct. I mean, yeah, just want to be a part of everything else. So what am I supposed to? Sorry.
What did you learn, like, in your, was it 4 years at Alabama?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What were the kind of lessons that you took from there that can help you here at Kentucky?
I think some of the biggest ones were just, you know, how it's a process. You know, you gotta put in a lot of time. You gotta put in, you know, little details here and there. You know, get the right recovery. You know, take care of your nutrition, things like that. You know, really just the details of going to class, making sure you're there on time, always being on time, and putting a structure to your life. And I think another big one is, you know, just being a part of a team instead of yourself. You know, I learned there that, you know, it's not one single man that's kind of the name of the program. It's more of, you know, everybody doing everything together to make the program what it is.
Tanner, as a local guy, what was different out of high school when you picked a traditional power over Kentucky versus this time coming home?
You know, the biggest reason for me going there is, you know, my dad played baseball here in the 90s. My brother played football at Louisville. So I always was the one that wanted to, you know, change it up. You know, I didn't want to go and follow one of their paths. I wanted to be, you know, my own person. So going out of the state was about my only option for getting what I wanted at the time. So that's why I chose Alabama. I at the time, you know, even still, I love their structure and things like that. So that's what drew me to it. And even back here, you know, just meeting the guys, getting to know all of them. I'm excited just to get to work with them and to see who they are, you know.
You were coached last year by Eric Wilford, who was here the year before that. Is there similarities in stuff you learned from him that can kind of help you coming back over to Kentucky?
For sure, you know, he always told us little things that he would do at Kentucky that he carried over to Alabama. So I think you can take little bits and pieces from each of your coaches. You know, I had 3 offensive line coaches while I was at Alabama, and they all had different types of schemes, structures, coaching techniques that they would do. So I think really just you can pull little things here and there. And the greatest thing is all the coaches, I feel like, you know, they say if you find something that works, you know, you ask me about it, you know, ask the coaches if they want to implement it into their style of coaching, and then if it works, then, you know, you can take it from there.
Do you think you'll focus on guard here, or are you going to play some tackle and move around?
As of now, it's kind of up in the air. I don't know exactly where I'll be at. You know, at Alabama, I played all 5 spots, so I was moved a lot. So, you know, I'm willing to do whatever they tell me to do. You know, if they want me to tackle, guard, or center, it doesn't matter to me. So, no specific spot yet.
Coach Cohen said in his first press conference, priority number 1's fixing the big blue wall. What does that mean to you and in your group? What's necessary to change that?
I think just the things we've talked about is just getting that tenacity back, that the mean streak. We actually had a meeting, you know, just 3 words that we want to implement into our identity. And, you know, everybody had different words, but we found out that there was a lot of similar words that were brought together to make what we wanted it to be. And I think the main one was really just, you know, being nasty again, just playing with a mean streak.
How impactful was it having?
What were the relationships here before you left to go to Alabama? And what did it play into your decision to come back here?
Yes, sir. So, you know, I knew a couple of the players from the recruiting process. You know, being from this state, you know, you see them everywhere, usually the same schools. From the players' perspective, you know, I knew some of those guys. I knew what type of people they were, how hard they worked. But the coaches as well. You know, Coach Deuce was here, Coach Morrow was here. So seeing or having a relationship with those guys previously did help and pull me back here. And also, you know, I couldn't pass upon an opportunity to come play for my home state. You know, it's pretty cool to say, you know.
How impactful is it having guys like Kenneth and Eli just who have been around the program for a while to kind of, you know, get you immersed in here?
I think, you know, having those older guys is good. You know, they've been here for an extended period of time. They see, you know, how the identity of the team changes every single year. And, you know, having older guys who hold that identity from the time they got here over an extended period of time, they can hold that together. And, you know, it's been great talking to them, you know, to hear their perspective of things. And they've been a big help in just, you know, helping me find ways to just get involved with the program and not making it so. It's really not been stressful to do that. So
You said you knew what you wanted from Alabama. What do you want from Kentucky?
same things. You know, I want to. I guess the main one is everybody wants to play. It's really just getting the chance to play. That was the main one then. Getting developed, and at the time, you know, I felt like Alabama was the better one for me in that time period. But now I just feel like Kentucky is where I want to be. It's everything that I truly want to be at. So
Do you feel like expectations are higher for you because of your experience and where you just came from?
yes, sir, most definitely. Coming from that program, you know, it's you're held to a high standard there, and so if you, anytime you come to a program, you know, everybody looks at you kind of like, oh, you're the Alabama guy, and it's cool in the moment, you know. Then again, you know, you got to take a step back and say, I have a standard that I have to uphold. You know, I can't get by of, you know, being like a freshman who might not have as much experience at this level. So it is a high standard, and I plan to keep that up there.
Was it frustrating not playing?
No, I wouldn't say it was frustrating. You know, it's a learning experience. Everybody has their own path in this entire adventure, and you know, mine wasn't being on the field as much as I would love to be, but you know, I'm thankful for the opportunity. You know, they taught me many things, like we talked about. You know, they taught me kind of paying attention to little details, and then they taught me a lot about football, learning football, different positions, getting to know guys. You know, I couldn't be, you know, more thankful for the opportunities that I got there.
Terry, we talk about fixing the offensive line. You and Marcus have to avoid putting too much pressure on yourselves as the new guys to come in and do that on your own or whatever.
I would say, yeah, one thing that I struggled with was just confidence and just being, you know, I would hold myself to a high standard. And not saying that's a bad thing, it's a great thing to hold yourself to a high standard, you know. But at some point, you know, you have to just appreciate the moment, you know. I didn't do that enough, I feel like. And so me and Marcus have talked, and getting to know him and just seeing who he is, you know, I feel more comfortable with all the guys. So yeah, like it's been a new journey, but I'm liking it so far, you know.
You're a new guy, but also a veteran and lots of experience. How much do you feel like you can come in and use your voice and kind of help lead that group?
You know, me and my father, we talk about a lot, you know. There's a point in time where you can lead with your words, but before that, you have to lead with your actions. So I think while I'm here right now, I don't know when the time would be if I, you know, had a chance to lead with my words, but for now, I'm focused on, you know, just leading with my actions, doing the little things right, as of now. If that answered your question.
Sure.
Do you have that nasty streak?
I hope so. I mean, it's something you definitely have to work on. You know, when I got to Alabama, you realize, you know, high school is a lot different, and finding it was a challenge. But having guys around you that you see how they react to things, you see how they carry themselves, and it's like, you know, maybe I got to put my chest up and start doing the same thing to make myself, you know, that way. You know, it's as simple as, you know, if you can just fake it till you make it, you know, make that person lined up across from you scared of you, then you got the first job done. So we'll see.
Was there ever a moment when you started playing SEC football where you said, I better get nasty in a hurry?
I would say it was the first college football hit that I had. It was spring ball of 2019, and I lined up at guard, and Dylan Moses was the linebacker, and we ran like an outside zone play, and he hits me right in my head, and I was like, oh, so this is what it's like. Yeah. Instantly, you know, you snap into reality, and you're like, I'm here.
Thanks, Tanner.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you all.
Okay, we're gonna have Marcus Cox over